Right, hello to anybody if they're on. I'm going to have to stream quite early today because I've got a busy evening and afternoon on today. What rings do I want? The Ring of Aberration, yeah. Thief Ring, yeah, probably the two I want. Right, Matty, yeah, I'm right. Have a good new year. It's obviously last day of the year today.
Oh, hello.
There's a video I'm going to try and get filmed today, if I have a chance before all like the stuff. I can see that one, boss, but I can't see any other messages. And right, Jack? I was going to buy arrows, wasn't I? Don't want 452. If you have a question, ask it, and if I can help, I'll answer it for you, Matty. Sorry if my throat sounds a bit froggy. I don't think I've caught anything, thankfully, but I don't know.
Good day.
Yeah, I might as well just farm the last bit of souls I need while on this level to level up again, and then we'll do a different level. I completed Shrine of Storms, by the way, yesterday. When I wasn't streaming, of course, because the problem I seem to have with this game is it's harder to concentrate on it when you're streaming. Yeah, boss, by the way, a lot of the problem, if it's chat on a live stream, a lot of the time the problem isn't necessarily like... Oh. Obi-San has invaded. I don't know if that's a player or... No, Black Phantom probably is a player. Yes, they are. Come back here. It's running off, look. What a coward. Starts a fight and then runs off. Do I have the one that sends people back to their world? Or can't I do that? But yeah, if you've got an old GP5 filter, don't breathe for it. The mask itself is safe. It means made in 1978. I assume what you're seeing is like the production marker, and then like the year 78. Oh, so I can't actually leave until I fight the guy who's just run off. That's typical. Is there any way of just banishing him? I mean, I could just disconnect the internet, but that's a bit of a shit thing to do. Is that like half of that price in US dollars? So like just under 30 US dollars? Yeah, that's fine. Did you get the bag and everything with it? I'll just do exit game, seeing as that guy's messing about. That's better than the model I have, so I assume it's quite good, yeah. Because the 500 plus is a good one. I might just stay offline for the stream if I'm going to have to put up with, although you rarely see them, but yeah, you know, people that invade you and then just run off. Because it's actually, that's more annoying than the people that want to fight you and kill you. No, that was an awful deal you got then. I thought Canadian dollars were worth a hell of a lot less than US dollars. Let me check. Canadian to US dollars. Yeah, a Canadian dollar isn't worth as much as a US dollar. Cool, it's got an alpha thing on it, has it? So, yeah, so if we do, what, like 60 Canadian dollars. Yeah, that's 44 US dollars. So yeah, that's not awful. Yeah, so it's a bit like a Radius Scan 701 then, if it does all those bits. Right, let me reset this thing, get the last souls I need, and then I'll just leave and we'll play the game properly. And hopefully, as I said, I'm in offline mode, aren't I? So I won't run into any French M53. If you can actually get the French M53, then yes, because I've very rarely seen the M53 version for sale, normally only the M51. Because that's like the M51 with the improved, like, exhale cover, isn't it, or something like that. It's not, like, massively different, but it's interesting that it's, Right, good, that's enough souls to now, go to the Nexus. If it's an alpha detector, then most likely, but like I said, I haven't actually looked it up, but considering the fact you can't get Terra Geiger counters and the radius scans very easily at the moment because of the war in Ukraine, I would say probably that's a good price for it. Yeah, the FM12 is good. I might actually put more points into Faith now. Well, as I said, Boss Minecrafter, the problem with your chat is not to do with you having YouTube installed or not, it's if you're asking something YouTube has banned. Because there's so many comments now that don't come through because YouTube has a list of, you know, like, words they don't let you say. I wish I was making this up, but I'm not. I'll buy a few from him, but I don't really need them.
You come back alive.
Yeah, it's basically where they have a list of words that the public can't see. So as a user of the platform, you can't see the words, but there's certain words where if you have like one or enough of them in a single comment, it just disappears your comment. And eventually they start shadow banning accounts if you keep trying to make those comments. Because there's like so many people I've tried to chat with on here that keep saying like, oh, I've blocked them. I look at their channel and they're not blocked. Oh, Ludnam. That's pretty good then. Yeah, I'd say go for it if you actually want a good guy counter. I was going to do Boletaria, wasn't I, now, because I've actually done an Archdemon. So, I can actually advance on this level now. Actually, I might just check the first level just to see if with pure white tendency I can get through that particular gate. Let's just check that quickly. Oh, rain sounds pretty heavy outside. I can hear it over my headphones. Yeah, just because these guys drop healing items, they always work. Well, the Terra P doesn't do alpha, so I'd say get the GM600. So, what I was going to say is that, yeah, I would personally just go for the GM600, because like I've said, the problem with the Terra P and the radio scans at the moment is the war in Ukraine means that they're massively inflated in price. Because most, like, sellers that have them, like, in Western countries now, have, like, massively shot the price up. So, yes, my advice is just get the GMC 600 if you really want to go counter. I have no idea, Litter Picker. So it's just personally decided you can't say that on my channel now. But Minecraft, your comment did show up about a Neosh filter. Did you say Neosh filter or Neosh mask? Mask. In theory, in most countries, there's nothing stopping you buying them. It's just you're going to have to shell out a hell of a lot of money. So you're going to have to go to the sites that sell brand new masks from manufacturers. And basically then, you know, really all there is to it is spend $300 odd on a mask. That's all that's preventing you. But most people, that's why they like surplus masks, because they'd rather have something that's a few years old, in very good condition, sometimes unissued, you know, and then spend a tenth of the price. It's like buying brand new body armour compared to buying, like, police surplus body armour. Yeah, that's really weird, Litter Picker. I just do not understand their, like, weird thing of, like, words not showing up in comments, and then, like you say, it might work on one channel but not another. Never heard of them, Matty. Well, the 600 plus, like I said, because it's actually got an alpha detector in it. The Terra P doesn't. The Terra P is beta and gamma only. So I've given you my opinion. If you want one, get the GMC 600 if you can get it. So I like my GMC 500 plus a lot, and the 600 plus sounds even better, but, you know. Yeah, you can legally make one. I mean, I don't know about, like, state per state with planning permission, but loads of people make, like, fallout shelters or storm shelters. Do you mean World War II? Probably because Germany was the bad guy in World War II. I mean, also the Soviets were as well, technically. But, yes, the point is that if you mean, why are the Germans the bad guys in, like, every World War II film? Because they were the bad guys. It's that simple. I don't have the 600 plus, and I don't really have spare money, in all honesty, to spend $300 odd on a Geiger counter right now. Because if you weren't aware, the cost of living is completely fucked. So I can't just go, right, I'm going to buy this Geiger counter and review it. I mean, obviously, if the company that made it wanted to send me one, then I would then do a balanced review on it and could point out any of the flaws of it. You know, like in a review where I'm allowed to say what I want, I'd be perfectly happy with that. I'd be very happy with that. But the point is that, yeah, exactly, Deadstock. But yeah, the point is, with the current cost of living thing, I can't just randomly just throw $350 on a Geiger counter that, you know, although I'd like it, I've got so many other Geiger counters that are good. It does annoy me that when they're blocking with a little shield, it still actually covers their hitbox. Oh, the first thing I'd do if I won the lottery was actually move out. That would be like I think most people's first thing would be just buy a house where you want a house. Yeah, sounds good, Soviet. Yeah. So I played DayZ, or DayZ, whatever you want to call it, when it was an Arma 2 mod. I've never paid for the standalone version of it, and I won't. But as an Arma 2 mod, it was alright. You dare kick that fucking ball down the stairs at me. Better check here just in case there's another one of those spies waiting around the corner. Or Dregling shield, that's important. Oh, there was. I think I checked. Oh shit. Come on, hit him. There we go. That was pretty close. Should have used my heal miracle actually rather than wasting the moon grasp, but oh well. Yeah, let me check the bottom area out before I go up there. The fat official. So I've cleared this bit out. Maybe your lizard wants feeding. Does he want some crickets or something, or some cockroaches? Oh shit, that still hurts you. Brilliant. Right, anyway, let's do it. Heal this way then. Yeah. I'm sure you can still get mealworms or something, can't you? It still needs to eat. There's a fat bastard up there, look. Get him from a distance because they can be quite difficult. And that was the one, was it just now that, yeah, where I got trapped in the corner. Right. Well, it depends where you live, because in lots of countries you might need a gas mask just for completely, like, civilian reasons of, like, you know, industrial accident, if you're doing some sort of DIY where it's needed. They're absolutely fine for using as a very basic NBC suit, yeah. I mean, they've not aged particularly well, but they also still work, if that makes sense. Because an East German rubber NBC suit is just literally a big thick bit of rubber. No, you should not fuck up a public place with, something like that. I mean, in theory, you should be able to be charged for that. I mean, I don't know the laws where you are, but, if somebody fucks up your business, like by doing something like that, in theory, yes, they should be like fined, because they're like fucking up somebody else's day, aren't they? So no, don't randomly put fucking fart bombs in somebody's bathroom. Oh, not another red eye knight. When you say radioactive Geiger counters, do you mean Geiger counters that give off radiation themselves? If so, the Soviet DP-63 is very radioactive. Well, lots of compasses are radioactive, if you mean like World War II era ones, because they painted them with radium. But yeah, the Soviet DP-63 has a radioactive backlight on it, because it doesn't essentially have a light, like a light bulb, it just used a big plate of radium, so they don't glow anymore because the paint's all gone, but they're still horribly radioactive. Yeah, exactly, litter picker. But yeah, like I was saying, the thing is with a gas mask is it doesn't necessarily mean like a country drops a nuke or uses chemical weapons. There's lots of things I could imagine just with like industrial negligence where you'd actually need one. Exactly, litter picker, all that as well. The most radioactive like detector though I know of itself is the Soviet DP2, because the DP2 has a massive strontium-90 source in it. A lot of them that you buy now, like the you know, they've had the SR90 taken out, but it's literally like the kind of scariest possible detector if you don't know what you're doing, you know, and you opened one up. Because the Soviets basically just put a radioactive source in it so strong it would tell you if you know, like they put literally a deadly radiation source in there to check your meter works. That was their logic behind it. You know, rather than using something that's an analogue of a deadly radiation source.
We meet again. Fancy that.
That's Nicholas Sturgeon.
Hope you find something that suits you.
Oh yeah, exactly, Union Carbide. I just realised I might get done for British hate speech laws for saying that was Nicholas Sturgeon. Not that I care. If that's the hill I'm gonna die on, that's the hill I'm gonna die on. I might actually buy some half moon grass off of him. Yeah, let's do that.
Oh, the king. He's gone mad like the rest of them.
I don't think it's in this game, Ethan. Turpentine. Like I said, it's pine resin in this one. I've beaten Leechmonger though. None of my weapons I could actually put fire on. Like I had checked, and there was a couple of swords that I wasn't like good with the skills with. I could use it on. But yeah, I've beaten Leechmonger now just because I ended up being quite over-spec'd when I went to fight him one time, and then he didn't bother trying to heal as much, so I could just keep wailing on him till he died.
Brave knight or lowly fodder, the demons snatched their souls regardless of their station, plummeting them all into madness. And those who dare cling to their humanity were hunted down. It is the end of Great Boletaria as we know it. But hell, at least the demons don't send us to our deaths in battle.
I have no idea, Soviet, yep. The closest I've been to getting scammed and buying gas masks is being doxed, like by somebody giving out my address once I actually bought one from them. No, I've not played a new COD. Great sword, oh, cool. Have you seen the latest thing though in Scotland where they're starting to normalise paedophilia? I wish I was making this up. I assume it's the SNP doing it. But basically they're changing the word paedophile, or as it should be known, nonce, in Scotland to minor attracted person. It's like, why would you fucking do that? Paedophile's a scum for a reason. Like, somebody that rapes a kid is a fucking scumbag. There's no like what ifs and buts about it. It's one of those things of... Alright, Flazzy? Yeah, but yeah, nice to see you on. But yeah, exactly. But I just found that fucking crazy that they're like doing this bullshit now of like rewording, you know, like the Orwell thing of something bad can't have a bad name anymore. We have to. I mean, I don't know what other option you'd really have in voting in Scotland. I mean, obviously, I know you've got, like, probably Scottish Tories and Scottish Labour, haven't you? And what's it? Alba is Alex Salmond's party now, which I guess is just a more extreme SNP. Not that we should really turn these streams into politics, because that's always depressing, but, this is one of the places that definitely looks better in the remake. Well, I mean, everything looks better in the remake, but still, like, this sort of looking, you know, they've done the big sort of Anal Londrio kind of, you can see quite far rather than just being misty in the distance. But yeah, I suppose the best one, in theory, would probably be Scottish Labour with how things are going, but... The thing is, I can't understand the Labour Party at the moment, as in, a lot of the time, like, I'd say you'd be better off voting for them on economic reasons, but they still seem to do really weird SJW stuff now and then. Not that the Tories are probably any better, but still. Right, I need to open that gate, don't I? That's the shortcut. If it's capped, you don't need to worry about it. Just don't breathe through it. Yeah, hopefully, Flazzy. I don't know, but the problem is again with our like parliamentary system, because it's always first past the post. Lots of people just don't vote for the better parties because they don't think they'll get enough traction. So it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy, isn't it? Where people vote for the party they think's going to win, not necessarily the party they like. Or they'll pick, you know, the least worst option of two parties, even if both are bad. Oh, I need to really get rid of some stuff, don't I, if I'm constantly exceeding my weight. I mean, I can understand your point, Litter Picker. I mean, if there was somebody, let's say, as a theoretical thing, that, like, said to a psychologist or whatever, or a doctor, like, I'm worried because I'm attracted to children, like, this is turning into really weird gaming streaming now, and then they were put on a watch list that wasn't, like, the full sex offenders list because they'd, like, come forward themselves or whatever, I think that might be a good compromise sort of thing. But, you know, it's... In general, there's definitely something wrong with it. It's not a normal thing, you know. Right, let me at least open this shortcut, and then I can go dump some stuff. I want to go back anyway, because I want to rescue, what's it, Bure of the Twin Fangs, whatever he's called. Because there's a convoluted thing I can do in a minute that makes the next boss really easy. Alright, your mother? I'm afraid I'm out this evening, your mother. I'm a designated driver, so I won't be on Mike's stream, but have a good day. Hopefully I'll catch some Mike streams again at some point, especially if he's on Twitch again, because that's the days I'm normally free in the evenings. But yeah, have a good New Year. Yeah, I literally can't pick anything up now, can I? Yeah, I need to put a load of these in storage. Yeah, I've really struggled with a lot of Mike's ones, Flazzy, because the problem is, if it's a Friday or Saturday night one, because I'm always at work, like, not this weekend, because I got it booked off, but, and I'm away in a couple of days, but, like, yeah, the problem is for me is that Saturday and Sunday are, like, the days where I need to be up really early. Actually, Friday I need to be up early as well, but, you know, it's like Friday, Saturday, Sunday are the days where I'm not normally up as late those evenings. Yeah, like I said, Little Picker, it's rather a conversation I don't want to go down just because it's, you know, a bit grim for one of these streams. Like I said, there should be something that's an in-between, I would definitely say. I think you're right there. Because there is definitely something different between thought crime and, like, actual crime, you know, on a lot of these things. Because thought crime is, again, a very Orwellian concept, isn't it? But somebody thought something. Because, again, if we were saying, like, the difference between murdering somebody and wishing to kill somebody, again, that's, like you're saying, I think everybody's got angry enough with somebody at some point that they thought about killing somebody and then obviously didn't go through with it. Because that would actually be murder. But, you know, it's those sort of things, isn't it? Yeah, Fort Police open up. You've had a little too much to think, citizen. I want to jump off here, don't I? Oh, no, yeah, not the spear guys, they're actually quite tough. Oh shit. Yes, Ethan, I've done videos on them, so just search my channel. Quite a few, actually. I've got a couple of videos that are just on Chinese gas masks, like, all lined up next to each other. I do need to do an updated one at some point, because I've got some more modern ones. I've played one of the really old God of Wars. It's not really my type of fighting game, but if you're into them, you'd probably quite like them, if that makes sense. Does that make sense? It's the sort of game that if you like the genre it's in, I'm pretty sure they're meant to be very good for that genre. But it's, again, if you're not really into that genre of games, like I'm not, there's not a massive reason to play them. Because if I remember right, they're like a much more combo-y kind of attacking people kind of game than this sort of one is, you know, where this one is much more of a, you know, carefully timing your attacks sort of thing. Right, let's go up to Fatty and give him a good smash. Oh shit, that doesn't actually do much damage to him at all. Might as well use his bow then. There we go. Right, official's cap. That's one of the items I want. So let's put that on, so I can now be completely fat official looking. Right, we need to save, what's it? Oh, thank you very much, Flazzy. I haven't actually checked that in a while, so it might be worth me checking it in case some people have sent me some in the last couple of months and I've not noticed. But thank you very much. I'll look at the comments properly in a second. I'm just trying not to get killed by these guys. One down. It's a lot easier now one's down because I can not worry about getting double teamed by human grass. I definitely need to organise my inventory in a minute. Right, so is Thingy Bob over there to talk to now? Does he run off around the corner? Where's he gone? Where's Bro Strava run off to? Quake 4, yeah, the one that came out around the same time as Doom 3. Yes, I played Quake 4, the one with the strogification in it. Yes. If it's a Ludnum tube, it should be very good. I mean, you can find sites that properly, like, compare Geiger counter tubes, if that's what you want to do. I've got Project Zomboid. But yeah, thank you very much, Fuzzy. I'll have a look in a minute. Well, Raid Shadow Legends is more of like a sponsor, isn't it? I don't know if you're being serious or not, Flazzy, but the nice thing of Demon Souls, at least, is the colour scheme is quite different for a lot of the levels. So, in this particular level, like the Boletarian Palace, everything's pretty, you know, just grey and like castle-like. But in some of the levels, like, it's really colourful. It just depends which one you're on. Yeah, now I'm at this bit, and we've opened the shortcut up. Let's just... Yeah, it's very atmospheric, Demon Souls. That's one of the things it really has going for it. So let's go level up, and I need to put a load of items away in my item box, because I'm currently not able to pick shit up very well. Because I keep... Who's that doing a laugh?
Well, I'm in your state. Can't you see?
Yeah, for the same, the PlayStation 5 does seem very good in terms of like games, especially optimized for it, because obviously this is an exclusive for it. And again, I don't like exclusives because I like the fact that, you know, you should be able to buy something on every console or whatever you own. But right, let's dump a load of items. Right, my item burden is down quite a bit now, at least.
We are indebted.
Let's now use all my souls up and level up. Because none of these are bosses' souls, I always put those into storage so I don't accidentally use them. But yeah, the sound design in this and everything's really nice.
Then touch the deep soul of the mind.
Is there one that actually increases the item burden? Does like endurance do that? Because that does equip burden, which is like, you know, how fast you can roll around and things. And stamina. There's dex and strength and dexterity are just to do with, luck is just item discovery and plague protection, isn't it? Which is actually useful, but only past a certain point. I might as well just put both of those up to 29, and then when they get less, you know, I get less diminishing returns. Actually, let me put them both into Faith for now, because that still makes my mace better, because it's a holy weapon, and it gives me more miracle power for, you know, like healing myself.
Art thou finished?
Oh, is Say Urbane that I rescued here somewhere, isn't he? Yeah, there he is.
Thanks to you, I was able to seek refuge in this nexus. Now I stay here and pray, along with my disciples.
I'm speaking that the Pope died today, didn't he? Well, the old Pope, not the current Pope.
Are
you right, Oliver?
The demons, then bring me demon souls. I will cleanse
depends on the country you're in again, Soviet, and yet a lot of this stuff is down to the laws in your country or like state or whatever. So I only know what a lot of the UK laws are. Like, I don't know for everywhere else, and I wouldn't want to advise people on if something's legal or not with radioactive stuff, if, you know, it's different for their country and it gets them in trouble. Alright, that's the one I want to buy when I can afford it. So, yeah, send user back to the Nexus. Evacuate's good, but I can't quite afford it. I have to just grind for it in a minute.
Yes, I certainly cannot, but you must remember.
Why? You have rescued His Augustus. I express my deepest gratitude. Oh, mercy.
Yeah, that one, dead stock. I'll let that through because it's kind of actually true because he was in the Hitler Youth. I call him Popatine, that one, because he looked like Sidious. There's a really good video of him and Prince Philip where he gets off the plane and they've dubbed it with like the Return of the Jedi bit. And he it's, you know, the thing, "You have done well, Lord Vader." The Death Star will be completed on schedule. You know, it's that bit from Star Wars, but it's it perfectly fits with Prince Philip and Palpatine. Yeah, weather's rainy and horrible here. To be honest, like a lot of the days recently have just been, you know, rain to the point. Oh, it's because I'm in full official gear, isn't it? I keep doing that laugh. Oh, missed. Yeah, I want to get to 20,000 souls, and I can learn that miracle that's actually really useful. The evacuate one, which basically means I can freely leave a level with all my souls if I just want to quickly leave one. Alright, Rich. I've got quite a bit further in this since the other day. Yeah, exactly, Oliver. We're not very far into it yet, are we? And we've had COVID, the war in Ukraine, you know, lots of famous people dying. You know, that happens in every, you know, decade, doesn't it? But still. So yeah, basically where I had to just run back to this, what I can do now when I learn that miracle, is I can basically evacuate without having to do the things. So that's really useful just for like quickly leaving levels and keeping all your souls, or if you're like really low on health, getting out safely.
Oh, is that you again? Do you have further offerings?
There we go.
God bless this brave warrior.
Oh, I didn't actually know that, Rich, but I know there's a lot of reused assets. Yeah, I can hear heavy rain on the roof right now, Litter Picker, so it's, yeah, a lot of the fields near me are at the point of, like, flooding now, you know, where they've been waterlogged for a while. They were alright when they were frozen, like a couple of weeks ago when it was really cold, but now it's warmed up a bit, they're just waterlogged and, you know. Right, I was going to finish doing the stuff in one thingy bob, wasn't I? Did I have the key I wanted yet, or is that the key? It might be the iron ring key, if that's what I picked up. Because there's basically a couple of doors I can open that I need to use some keys on now specifically that I'm dressed as official, so I can get through. I've got all the Metro games, but I've not got round to playing what's it called, Exodus. I own it. I've just not got round to playing it. Ah, good. Yeah, there we go. Iron keyring. CDV 717. As long as you've got one that still works, it'll work perfectly fine if you're being exposed to horrible levels of radiation. It just won't tell you, you know, like, oh, this bit of uranium's like spicy or whatever. That's not really what it does. I'm the official now. I actually think the ones with the axes are a bit less dangerous in all than the ones with the whips, because at least these ones have a bit more of a predictable kind of, you know, like winding up animation. Bloody iron key, right, that was on the other ones I wanted. It's just in this particular area, Flazzy, they're like the corrupted, well, military history, I did, well, not actually very long ago if you watched the channel, but the point is, like I've said over and over again, is I'm not going to keep doing the same videos over and over on the same masks, so it's kind of a thing of, you know, when I get a new one that is actually new, I'll do a video on it, sort of thing.
You killed that blooded sluggard for me. I'm called Bjorn. the author of the Twin Fangs of Boletaria, I thank you. You deserve a handsome reward. Only I have none. Go on ahead. I shall sleep a while.
But yeah, it's in this particular area of Flazzy, you get all the fat, bloated enemies, because they're the, like, evil, corrupted, like, beef-eater enemies, basically. Because it's like a Tower of London sort of adaptation thing, where, obviously the Japanese, when they made this game, looked at the Tower of London and said, oh, we want those guards, but we want them to be, like, fat, horrible, like, Lovecraftian monsters. That's basically what it is. I only needed one arrow for that one. Okay. Tower shield, oh yeah, that's a pretty cool thing, but I don't want it because I've got the shield. Yeah, they're good, Oliver. Again, it's like, if you look for radioactive Fiestaware on eBay, you should be able to find some. It's just whether or not they're being sold for a good price. Like, one I really like is when I finally managed to get, like, an intact red Fiestaware bowl, because that's really fun as a Czech sauce, and it's actually fairly safe, because it's essentially just uranium-238 ore. You know, just essentially as a glaze, but, you know, as long as you're not eating off it, don't ever decide to actually use Fiestaware as, like, food things, you know, or, like, water tumblers. But in terms of, yeah, again, it's because they're sort of like an antique, but they're cool as their own, like, radiation source, you know, and a really interesting bit of history on them. Yeah, so the CDV 717 and the 720 were and the 715, so 715, 717, yeah, exactly, Rich, or the 720, those three were the main, like, doomsday radiation ones for the US Fallout program. And then you have what's called the CDV 700 is the Geiger counter. So the 700 was the one that was designed for actually being used in, like, you know, like lower radiation areas, because it's a Geiger counter. The 715 onwards are the ionization chambers, which means they detect demon souls. It's about, like, there's a kingdom where the demons have taken over, very briefly. It's like a dark fantasy thing. It's what the developers of Dark Souls made before Dark Souls and, you know, Elden Ring. And it's actually really good when it came out, but it's like the forgotten game in the series in a way, because it was the first one. And it didn't have, like, anywhere near the sales that Dark Souls had, probably because it was PlayStation only. And this is like the PS5 remake of it. So it's very, very close to the original, just, like, graphically so much better. And there's a couple, like, bug fixes they've done on that, and, you know, redone some sounds and that. And it's one of those very true remakes to the original where you can't really play this and complain about stuff. Some people do, but, you know, most of the changes in art direction in this seem to be just to make stuff consistently look, you know, like, good in the new art style sort of thing. So I'm assuming because this is the actual fat official tower, this is like the actual Tower of London then. The game's copy of it. So yeah, he's put the stairs down for me because I was dressed as a fat official. And then he doesn't realise it, yeah. I ain't one of your mates. Oh, that time he did hit me. What was your question, Matty? if you're on about the Geiger counters, like I was saying, you want a CDV 700 for lower radiation levels, 715 pluses for the higher radiation levels.
Do you want with me? Do as you will. There are no secrets here. Heavens, you came to save me. Thank you. No, I am fine. With a little rest, I can soon walk.
I want to put my hat back on now. My baller cap. Yeah, what's also sad, boss, is when you have, like, exclusives that... I know people can do it through emulation, but still. You know, like, games that were really good on old consoles, and now you can't really play them because they never had a PC release, or, like, the PC release, you know, never was, like, made compatible with later versions of Windows. So you get, like, really good games that are just really hard to play. Ah, that's interesting, Rich, didn't know that. I mean, I suppose I could have just looked it up, but that is an interesting thing, yeah. I know in Prince of Persia the Sands of Time, although it depends on which release of it you've got, because I think for copyright reasons it's not on all the releases. The original Prince of Persia's, like, hidden in the game. Because it was in the Sands of Time, I think on the PS2 version, that there was a certain wall you could break, and if you broke that wall it unlocked the original, like, DOS Prince of Persia on the main menu. And then I think it was also in the Sands of Time that there was another secret area where it was the first level of Prince of Persia, but then remade into, like a Sands of Time level. You know, it's like a 3D sort of one with all the wall running and that. I mean, I would really like the original Prince of Persia remade in kind of like the full Sands of Time style thing. Because they've got a powerful fan in them, I assume, because of the GPU. And the CPU. And if you've got loads of dust building up in your console, that's not going to be good for its fan. Yeah, exactly, as Fuzzy says, and you have to clean the vents. But yeah, the part of the reason is because obviously it has to keep itself cool and not burn itself out. So obviously it pulls quite a lot of air through for its graphics card and its CPU. That's basically all it is. Oh, that's cool, what the noise one.
You saved my life.
There he is.
This is the third time. I am truly indebted to you. This is all I have. But please accept it.
There's a photonic induction video where
My father, the king,
he gets his like a certain type of fan. I don't think it's PC fan. I think it might be in the car radiator fan or something. But he gets it to take off by just overvolting it. Obviously, eventually it burns out, but it does literally turn the fan into a drone for a bit. Yeah, it's like my PS5 was very quiet. Like, you'll notice when you first boot up a game it makes a bit more noise, but that's about it. Like, one of my friends was surprised when he came over to play a bit of this, just how quiet the PlayStation 5 is. Because, like, if I take my headphones off, I can only hear my PC fan at the moment, where I have my PC running before I turn the PS5 on. I can't hear the PS5's fan over the PS4, not PS4, sorry, the PC. Like I said, when it's quiet in the room, you will hear when it first boots up a game, you know, it makes a bit of whirring noises, but that's about it. Well, that was close. Oh, those crossbowmen are shooting at me, are they, from there? Is there any way back up on this bit? Doesn't matter if there aren't, because I assume they can't really get you in the angle, but... Come on then. Yeah, that does annoy me with the helmets. Not the helmets, like the shields, that their hitbox is apparently the whole thing. Yeah, where my PlayStation, like saying thankfully my PlayStation 5 hasn't got dusty, but yeah, with mine, because it's still under factory warranty, I might not bother actually doing that unless it gets particularly bad at any point. I don't know, Flazzy, because I've not looked in the last year. I'm assuming they are becoming more available as GPUs and all, like, the components for them becoming more available again. Because the main problem with PS5s is, like, all the dickheads that were, like, buying them to, you know, like, what do you call it, scalp them. Like, in theory, there shouldn't have been much of a problem with PS5 supply as it was. The problem came about because of, you know, like, people that were specifically buying them to resell them. And I know a lot of stores now are doing a lot more like ID checks to limit how many people can buy, which is like what they were doing when I got my PS5. That, you know, like you had to almost go on a reservation list for it, and then once you'd bought one, you were entered into the system. And I assume that meant that, you know, for a certain amount of time you couldn't buy another one. You know, and I'm assuming obviously that was within the warranty period, so obviously if it went wrong you could get it sorted out for that reason. In terms of YouTube ones, Matty64, like we've had a few times already on this stream, it's where people ask me to do videos on stuff, but they've not bothered checking my channel to see if I've done a video on it. And that's a lot of people do that, and I obviously get that sometimes you will miss videos, so it doesn't bother me too much, but it's one of those ones where sometimes you'll get somebody ask a load of times in a row, like, do a video on this. Well, I've done one. Okay, do a video on this then. It's like, well, why don't you watch my whole back catalogue of videos? I know it's big. Because one of the things I like doing is when I find a channel I like that I, you know, not watched before, or whatever, is literally going through their backlog of videos to waste hours and hours and hours, you know. Oh, great, he fell through the stairs. Right, this next boss is probably going to be really easy. The reason is because I freed, was it Bior of the Twin Fangs? Cool, that's good, Fuzzy. Because I freed Bior of the Twin Fangs from that prison cell, he comes and helps you fight this boss. Which makes it a bit too easy, unfortunately. Because this is one of those bosses I actually want to kind of fight, but I also want to rescue Bior, so, you know, it's that sort of funny thing. Yep. See, that ends up being like the easiest boss in the game in a way, but if you as long as you rescue Bior first, it's annoying because, like I said, I want an option to fight this guy where you can rescue Bior and then still like not have him help you. Like, I'm not complaining that it makes the boss easier in that sense. It's just I actually would like a boss fight mode once you complete the game. What you on about, boss Minecrafter? They normally only glow under UV light, uranium glass. I mean, in theory, you could probably mix something in with them where it would make itself photosensitive. But most glow-in-the-dark things need, like, UV light to kind of set them off.
I can forge weapons for you. you come back alive?
I was worried sick.
I might actually just put all my soldiers' lotuses into storage because I don't really need them. Silver demon souls stored, the rest I'll use up. Put all those. Winged spear, how does that compare to my regular spear? I might actually try it out. So the winged spear is probably longer, so that's interesting. I might actually start upgrading the winged spear rather than the regular spear. So let's equip that for now. Try it out. Assuming I like the attack thing of it. Right, let's level up with a Maiden in Black. Do I have the right skill set for this? Let's check that. Yeah, it's very similar stats to the regular spear. Right, anyway, let's upgrade my equipment burden again so I can roll around faster, get that lower. Wherever the maiden's gone. There she is.
Thou seekest, then touch soul of the mind, key to life's ether. Soul of the
So that's endurance I want, isn't it, for lowering the equipment burden? Yeah. Right, because I'm quite close to another level again, I might just grind a load of souls on that level here. Just because it's worth doing while you're like near this one, because I was going to say, because the enemies you know, so quick to just get the souls from. I'm glad your lizard likes the stream. Well, most people probably don't like the fat officials either. Like, I'd kill a fat official. Right, okay, so I've now got 21 of the 23k needed, so what I can do, because I've got that miracle now, I can just grab this, go straight to the thing. I don't know, whatever that's safe for them to eat. But if both are safe for them to eat, mango, I don't know. Yeah, I still didn't lead it. Well, right, let me kill a couple of these skeletons. Oh yeah, let's test this. Oh, it didn't work at that angle. Oh no. Should be using the mace against these guys, shouldn't I? Whoops, whoops, whoops. Oh no. Oh no. No, 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 no. Yeah, using completely the wrong weapon here. Oh, he's got me. Alright, I can get my souls back pretty easily. But yeah, I need to use the mace, don't I? Because that's a lot better against these guys. Right, Stone of Ethereal Eyes. Swap that spear for the mace for now. Go get the Grim Reaper. But yeah, you too, Flazzy, and thank you very much if you sent a thing on Ko-fi. I'll have a look as soon as the stream ends and cash it out. Appreciate that, because obviously with everybody, money's quite tight, isn't it, at the moment? But yeah, have a good New Year. I'm away for the first couple of days anyway. in a bit. Like, not very far from home, but I am away for a bit, so like I said, I won't be able to do like any webcam streams or whatever. I might be able to do stuff on my mobile phone, it depends on sort of signal and everything, but yeah, let's just play this very safe to get my souls back. There you go. I used to have a Patreon, I don't use it anymore simply because they ended up taking way too big a cut of like, you know, like they kept over the months increasing like what their cut was. And it was also pretty bad for having people like immediately sign up, like try and use the benefits and then immediately cancel, sort of thing, if that made sense, for like people that just wanted to be annoying. So I do YouTube members, really is the only thing. Like I said, Ko-fi, if you want to donate, there's Ko-fi. That's like the best way of donating in terms of create a cut. I think it's like the buy me a coffee thing, Ko-fi. So there's that. And then there is, like I said, there's YouTube members. But the problem with the YouTube members thing is some of the benefits you're meant to get from that don't work properly. So it's one of those things I'd only tell people to use if they just want to do it for the sake of doing it. Because like a lot of the members have had the problems that when I do the members only streams, it just doesn't tell them I'm on, so they, you know, don't get to see them.
I can forge weapons for you.
And that's not very good, obviously, if YouTube is taking a cut of that and then they're not doing their end of the thing. Should we do quality wing spear? Or should I just keep doing let's do quality. I don't have clear stone shards. I have to work out where you farm the clear stone shards. I know I could look up a guide, but still. And to level up I needed 23k souls, yeah. Yeah, it's the thing Flazzy did earlier, it's just linked to Patreon, so basically you send somebody a payment on Ko-fi, it goes straight to my, not Patreon, sorry, PayPal. So it's basically, the creator sets it up with their PayPal address, somebody can send a donation and add a message onto it if they want to, and then, like, I think you end up getting, like, 90% or 95% of their donation, rather than, like, a lot of the things that take, like, a 30% cut. Yeah, have a good New Year, Boss Minecrafter. I might just do endurance again.
Let strength be granted, soul. Art thou finished? May thy strength.
Right, I might try Valley of Defilement again, because I don't want to, I won't be on too much longer, by the way, but, let's go to Valley of Defilement level 2. Which is that way. This is a really annoying level, but I've got a bow with arrows, so it's not too bad. Mostly because I find them interesting and do videos on them. That comment did send, but like I said, it's good to have a couple of really good ones in case of, like, you know, protecting you and your family from stuff. But you only really need, like, one good mask per person. You don't need more than that. You don't need to do what I've done. But... Oh. That's not actually really working very well on this ledge, is it? Let me try the regular spear on this level. I've still got it. So that is doing slightly more damage per hit anyway at the moment because it's just more upgraded. But because this is a bit shorter, it doesn't hit walls as much, does it? Right. How did that enemy die that just randomly died? And another one just randomly died, okay. Right, do I have the thief ring equipped? Yes, I do, because that is really useful on this level. And I've got loads of the, Noble's Lotus for curing the poison of the lake, so that's not really an issue if I get poisoned. This level is actually sometimes easier just to wander over, say like where that waterfall is, let's go look at that. Just literally wander straight over to there, get poisoned, and... So let's actually swap to my mace rather than the spear. Because then, because I've got the blessed mace, I've got... And now let me actually swap Ring of Avarice to the Regenerator's Ring. There we go, and my health recovers fast enough that I don't really need to ever heal while I'm in the water. Is that an item over here? Yes, let's just test that. Let me get myself up to full health. Yeah, if you look at the health bar, you can see with these 3 items on, your health basically doesn't really go down. It might be going down so slowly it doesn't matter. But, you know, poison goes from being actually a worrying thing to, Right, so there's a red phantom over there that's actually, or black phantom, whatever they call them, that's actually quite dangerous. Alright, see you, Matty. Have a good New Year. There's an island back there, isn't there, I can go to. Where is there? Yeah, there's a little one there. Hey, if that... the NPC's not coming for me at the moment. It's quite hard to actually hit that one. There we go. Alright, I've got enough arrows that this isn't ever going to be a problem. CDV 717, is it specifically the 717 you want? Because that's the one with like the big extension cord on it. The 717 is basically a 715 with an extension cord on it. They're no different. But if you're in the US or Canada, you can hopefully get them for easily under $100, I'd imagine. Because the main issue with getting them in the UK is the price of like the actual import crap on them. Yeah, the broken sword's used, isn't it, like as an upgrade item with one of the demon souls, I think. Slowly plinking my health down just because they're quite an annoying one to actually roll around and fight. I could plink those goblins over there, couldn't I? No, hit them without meaning to then. Oh good, if they're going to stand still, let me just do this now. Oh no, they're not going to stand still now. But yeah, this is one of those enemies that doesn't respawn, this one, you just kill them once. I was hoping that would actually lure them over, but... well, not them, the red guy, but the, Anyway, those enemies aren't very hard to deal with. It's the red guy, or the black guy. I suppose saying the black guy might make somebody think I'm being racist. But the Black Phantom, even though they look more red than black. But... Yeah, the poison's worn off on its own, that's good. Good thing I have loads of arrows. It's a shame they're not actually quite close enough at the moment to just target like oh. I'm overshooting them now because they're too close. There we go. Right. Yeah, because that enemy is just a really hard one to actually fight in person, because if you're often in the swamp you move really slowly and then they just do shitloads of damage. Ah, good, Faith Stone. Or Faint Stone, whatever it's called. I actually want that. So it upgrades my mace. Cat Ring. Oh, what's a cat ring do? Isn't that quite an interesting item? Decreases damage from falls. Oh yeah, so it's useful in certain places on certain maps, basically. Yeah, I won't be on too much longer anyway. Today's my dad's birthday as well, so he's out at the minute, but obviously when he gets in I want to say happy birthday to him and everything. Okay, the main thing I want to do now is plink those giants. Because, yeah, like I said, that's some of the most annoying enemies in this level, those red giants. Or just those enemies in particular. Right, is he actually coming? Sometimes they start coming over and then they don't come all the way. No. Right, here we go then. See, this is the problem. It's you want to fight him on a big bit of land, not a little island. Because oh yeah, shit, look, can't move. Oh, I'm dead. Oh well, that might be a good time to finish playing this for today. So as I said, there's a video I want to try and get recorded today to go on before the end of the new year. But if for some reason I don't have time to do it, it'll have to be in the first sort of week of the new year. But as I said, for the next couple of days, because I'm not going to be around the house, I'm not going to be able to necessarily stream or upload stuff. But that's not 100%, because I will have my mobile with me and a charger and everything. So, and probably a network signal and a well, not a network signal was in a mobile network, but I'll have a Wi-Fi router I can log into even when I'm away. So that'll be alright. Right. Anyway. See you, everybody. Have a good day.